What's going on, everyone? This is City Wrestling Radio, January 16th, 2023. I'm your host, Korey Smith, being joined, as always, by my co-host, the dad you wish you all had, because you really do, especially on birthdays. I think on Easter, he'd be a good one, because he'd get all the good candy. Mr. Jose Ocegueda.
I'm very generous. How you doing, Mr. Smith? How are our fans doing out there, or our non-fans? Maybe some newbies are joining us today. Welcome, and I hope
Jose, how the heck are you today?
Doing pretty good. You know, staying out the rain. Everybody knows that we're having a monsoon, high cyclone, mega bomb weather, Arctic snow river falling on us. You know, since the new year.
We made national news. You know, there was the East Coast snowstorm, and then flooding. And I guess it's comparable, but we were in San Francisco and we didn't really get hit hard, except for
I forgot what rain was.
It's pretty nice. I enjoyed the rain, but nonetheless, we're not here to talk about actual rainfall. We're here to talk about metaphorical cloud storms and rain approaching, because the legit boss is back in WWE. No, not Sasha, because Vince McMahon is back, and he's making waves in the company. Sting could be on his way out in AEW as Adam Cole steps back into the ring, and Jay White's future in New Japan Pro Wrestling comes into question. We'll have more. But before we get into all of that, take a moment, go ahead and click like, subscribe, notified, all the buttons down below that you need to do to help us protect our very, very, very fragile egos. Because what can I say? I live and die by what you guys tell me and how this podcast does. So please help City Wrestling Radio out, like, subscribe, and notify, because those all help us out. Anyways, Jose.
Let's get big.
Okay. Vince McMahon. On his way out. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. We called in the big guns. Michael Vergara joined us a couple weeks ago, talked about Vince McMahon potentially returning the next day he returns. Okay, here we are. Vince McMahon has returned to the company. While he has not returned to his original duties, including head of creative, Vince is now back as executive chairman of the company on the board of directors. McMahon returned to the company after strong-arming the board of directors to agreeing to his return, saying that he would not sign off on a new TV deal or sign off on a sale of the company unless he's back in the company full-time. Jose, what were your first thoughts of Vince McMahon's return?
First thoughts was Barry Horowitz. Pat myself on the back on this one. If you recall, on that show that we did, we were trying to figure out a timeline of when he would actually make this power move. I mean, I told you guys right away, this is something that's been brewing since December. He told the family at Christmas dinner, guess what, guys? I'm coming back. And lo and behold, he came back.
It does seem like that, because it sounds like what happened was Vince McMahon originally kind of made waves, or made his case to the board of directors in December, and they all unanimously voted against Vince returning to the company. That being said, board members are able to opt out of the vote, and it still is considered a unanimous vote. So, if 3 people voted, or if 4 people voted, 5, as opposed to all of them, if some, didn't want to vote, it would still be a unanimous vote. So there is that to be said. While WWE has always had the stance of because I always feel like they've always been this, if there's an offer on the table, they'll listen type of mentality. This is one of the first few times the general public has caught wind of an actual sale, which is quite strange when Vince returned, and everyone questioned what's going on at that point. The board approved Vince's return, leading to 2 board members resigning. And I believe this is correct, Agnes Lehoud and Manjit Singh. Mind you, this is after the board unanimously voted to allow Vince back into the company. These 2 stepped down because I can't say for sure with Agnes Lahoud, but Manjit Singh was one of the main people behind the Vince McMahon investigation, and he was fully he was fully behind and not allowing Vince to come back into the company. So Vince did return to the board with former board members George Barrios and Michelle Wilson, who, as you may remember, were both fired from the company in 2020. And well, then now an abrupt move when WWE co-CEO Stephanie McMahon stepped down from the company. This was, I think, last Tuesday. And that was after Vince and Triple H and Stephanie all unanimously said to the company, there will be no big changes. Nothing is going to, nothing's going to change here. It's business as usual.
Management was
exactly. And then you have Stephanie McMahon stepping down. And I don't know. For me, Stephanie stepping down was a little strange because she didn't step down just from her CEO role, which she did. She also stepped down as her role of board of directors, which she originally stayed on when she left the company. You remember when I believe it was earlier this year, she stepped away from the company before Vince McMahon was ousted from the company. She took a leave of absence to focus on her family. When she stepped away, all the things happened with Vince McMahon, and she came back to fulfill the role of co-CEO with Nick Khan. But the entire time, she kept her role on the board of directors. So now she's taken off. What do you think of this, Jose?
Seriously, I think she may have been the actual leak that let it out that Vince was talking to Saudi Arabia. I'm pretty sure that caused huge waves and backlash.
Yeah.
And this could be a major reason why all of a sudden, no, we're not sold. We're talking to other people. We're listening to other offers. I think they were woken up, so to speak. But I think Stephanie's the leak. I think
you think she was the leak for the Saudi Arabia, or you're saying okay?
Yeah, totally. And then she was like, "Okay, I leaked the information. I'm washing my hands."
I can see that to some respects, but it was just like I said. It's weird how I think a lot of people think it's weird, but then when you think about it, all kind of out there, she did step away from the company originally to focus on her family, and now she's having ankle surgery. I don't know if she was injured recently or if it's something that has been needed to be done for a while. Stepping away from the board of directors might be something too that will make the company be more appealing to a buyer.
Yeah, good point.
It could be something like, hey, these are all, and I'm not taking anything away from Stephanie's qualifications, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that could look at like, oh, why is your daughter on your board of directors? To me, that could be it. I don't know. We don't know exactly what's going on here, but.
Right. Well, we have heard of talk, allegations, speculation, right? That Vince and Stephanie didn't really get along in the later years of her tenure, being head of creative or being, directly involved with the product. And they were kind of butting heads, and Nick Khan had to be like the guy in between, as the buffer.
Exactly.
That definitely could be another reason. Her protesting sales. Dad, give me the company. I'll buy it off. That could be some more, abrasive sandpaper.
Which you saw how the company changed in a creative standpoint, 180 degrees once Vince left. Absolutely, and we don't know how long that's going to continue for, which sucks because it's like, and they're not turning around. They're not doing like New Japan style matches. They're still WWE. The Miz is still on there. Elias is still on there. It's still the same product, but at the same time, it is amped to 10 or 11 now.
Yeah, it's refreshing and improved.
But now Nick Khan will serve as full-time WWE CEO, while Triple H, Paul Levesque, remains Chief Content Officer.
For the time being.
This brings us to the juicy cinnamon roll center of this story. The sale. Vince said he's returned to the company to sell the company, But why? He has a ton of money. According to Forbes, he's worth $3 billion. I know that has a lot to do with assets in the company. But, I mean, once that's sold, this guy's, him, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, they don't have to worry about money for fucking forever. No. So, Jose, why do you think Vince is back trying to spearhead this sale when it could be easily done without him?
Right. You know what it is? It's in this business, no one truly retires.
Yeah.
Especially on the first time out. So he definitely wants his foot back into the door, and selling to a private company, he can actually write into the contract upon purchase, I still remain head of creative, and he's going to have his job back, get paid a salary on top of having been paid billions upon billions for his company, right? He's going to get his cake and eat it too.
But, that being said, I mean, I can't see any company like wanting that. I can't see any company saying, you will forever have control over this company, but we're going to buy it.
That's why the Saudis were major players, because they were the ones that were like, yes, great idea. We're still watching 1984 WrestleMania 1, right?
Like, Vince, bring Andre and Randy in, have them do a match. Like, okay, so many people are, to me also, it's like, it's crazy because, what if Vince is essentially doing that? What if he's trying to prime this for a sale and also be the kind of person like, I'm the one here leading the ship, kind of the Dana White of WWE. And a lot of people have said Dana White's the Vince McMahon of UFC,
Yeah, except he spun his wife.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vince has done.
It's not even a legend.
Yeah, well, Vince has done some shady shit too. You know what I mean? They've both done shady shit.
I can't wait for those documentaries to come out.
Oh well, yeah. The Netflix. I didn't even put that into the script today. Netflix is.
I'm sure these will happen.
They're continuing on with their massive, quote unquote, massive Vince McMahon documentary. I mean, I can't remember. I think it's 4-parter, 4 or 6-part. I'm guessing 4-part. 4-part sounds.
Yeah. They want to get this sale done before reputations are tarnished.
Well, I mean, at this point, they can't produce it now. Like, it's an ongoing show. Like, you know what I mean? Just continue. Yeah. So many people are speculating why Vince wants to sell the company in hopes that it would be taken private, because this would take away all SEC and Wall Street Journal interest in the company. Like, they would have no say. The SEC would never have no say in the company. You know what I mean? Because it's not a publicly traded company. The Wall Street Journal wouldn't give two shits about WWE if they are a private company, because it's not being traded on Wall Street. And Vince could, come back and continue his toxic 1980s culture that he loves so much. And that's the thing, is like, he's allegedly not stopped this because he's actually been seen, shopping a lot with different women. I believe in Florida. I can't say that for sure, and I'm saying all this allegedly. I'm saying third hand. I'm probably saying fourth or fifth hand, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So another subsection of people, of WWE fans, thinks that WWE is not capable of obtaining media rights that they once did before. Because I can't remember how much they got from Fox, from Peacock, Exactly. So a lot of people are saying WWE is not going to be able to get that same amount of money. So a sale would probably be the only thing that would get them to that level again. One thing is for certain, though, that the WWE has not, and I repeat, not been sold to the Saudi Arabia Public Interest Fund by the time of this recording.
You never know. Things could change in a blink. It's Monday morning comes.
Because exactly. We record these on Sunday night. Monday. I mean, tomorrow's a holiday. We got some time. We got some time. We do.
We do.
Yeah, go do some service tomorrow, guys. It's MLK Day.
Enjoy Raw and really
That's service enough. Yeah.
treasure it.
Yeah. Treasure the last night of real Raw.
Yeah.
So in a report earlier, this WWE, hold on, my notes are all jumbled.
Shake it off a little bit.
So in a report earlier this week, WWE and the entire news world were set abuzz when the word got out, as you were mentioning earlier, that the Saudis wanted to purchase WWE and a deal had been finalized in the coming days. That never happened.
Yeah, dude, there was a major backlash online. Everybody was like, screw this. I bet a ton of wrestlers were like, I quit if this happens. All the ladies were like, I quit if this happens. Dude, there was major heat.
No, it was weird because it wasn't just, like I said, it wasn't just the wrestling world. I was at work and I was talking to people at work and someone asked me, they're like, wait, did WWE get sold to the Saudi Arabia? And I'm like, no, here's what happened. And it just, because people were texting each other. People were texting people that don't watch wrestling at work about it. And it's crazy to me that it's like, wow, that got out fast and they might still be a buyer, but
yeah. Oh, they're still, leading the pack.
So, okay. Here are the people that are not in the lead, but here are the people that are showing interest in WWE that are,
they're in the running, sure.
Disney, which I have always said, I think that would be great. I don't know if that would be great for Vince McMahon, because I don't see Vince McMahon being allowed. But this might be great for Nick Khan. If you think about it, Nick Khan would make a great head of the company if by Bob Iger and the rest of Disney, because
he's a little bit more business savvy. 2023
exactly, and they are kind of revamping the company after, like I said, after Iger just came back into the company late last year after Chapek was ousted from the company. So Disney was one of the people. Comcast, NBC Universal is another one, which, nothing would change for them. And in fact, it's a smart option for them. They wouldn't have to pay into media rights. They keep the WWE on Peacock, and they probably would most likely get SmackDown back on an NBC network. I mean, that's what I think. Either that or they're going to get paid by Fox. The Saudi Arabia Public Investment Group. Endeavor, the company that owns UFC. And some other notable names. Fox is also interested in the company. I haven't heard that name being thrown around, but I did hear it. I did see it in an article I was reading. Amazon Prime and Jeff Bezos.
That's interesting.
I'm interested. I mean, I am interested. I don't have much. I can't offer much except for goodwill and a promise that I will. I'll try my best. So
there you go. And he'll hire me.
I will eventually hire. I will actually. Eventually. Well, I have to get George Barrios and Michelle Wilson out of their seats, and then you and Michael Vergara will come in, and us three, and Paul Levesque will do a podcast. It'll be called The Four Best Friends. Love it. And also another group interested in the purchase of WWE is Shad and Tony Khan. As you may know, the Tony Khan, the owner of AEW Wrestling. Now, Jose, who do you think? Okay, do you think there's any weight to the Shad and Tony Khan interest in buying the company?
I'm sure they have interest. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they may have been known that they would like to join in on the festivities, on the reindeer games, so to speak. I definitely think that they.
But who do you think would be the best suitor for WWE?
All right, well, let's dissect, shall we? You have Disney. Can you imagine the cross promotion with Disney? Charlotte Flair would be a Disney princess.
Well,
Oscar would be.
They would for sure have a themed restaurant at either Disney World. I'm guessing in downtown Disney in California with ESPN Zone or something like that. Have some co-branded thing. A new Nitro Grill. Who knows?
Yeah, and do you remember the AAA? Was it AAA? Yeah, the AAA Marvel crossover that they had.
Oh, the one that they never fucking told us anything about, that they said that they were gonna have a show about, and then nothing ever came out. Yeah,
Yeah, and they wrestled that one
yeah,
event.
and then I tried to hit up Disney fucking PR, and they never got back to me.
Yeah, of course not. So that Disney, interesting. Comcast, NBC, Universal, they're already
Yeah.
set up. Everything's
Yeah.
in place. Easy transition. The Saudis, we're all opposed to that. I think. I am actually very interested in what Amazon Prime has to offer. How to attract more Prime members? Throw WWE in the mix. Have those pay-per-views on Prime. That'll be very interesting. Fox, I don't know. Seems like
Yeah.
a boring answer to that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, okay, so here's the thing. I think the Tony Khan thing, wanting to buy AEW or buy WWE, is more a publicity stunt. I think that they said that they said, yes, we're interested in buying the company, so that headlines would read, All Elite Wrestling CEO interested in buying WWE. You know what I mean? That for itself speaks so many different levels.
It's a great
Exactly.
program. Good work.
So
guys. Yeah.
I don't think that they have any. They have interest, but legitimate
Real-
interest in buying the company at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think they'll stop at we'll give you 199 million. That's it. That's
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah. If you want to meet us out there, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go with it. But no.
Yeah.
Disney, I can see them having a lot of different conditions that they might not be okay with.
Oh, no more PG-13.
Well, that's
that's
not
out the
completely
door.
true, because Deadpool is now a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think that's such a we'll let you ride, but they're not going to let somebody like Vince will not be involved at
Yeah.
all.
Oh, yeah. With a Disney WWE. Yeah.
He's gone, and he would have no involvement. He would have to take his hands completely off of it. No window cracked, no door cracked, nothing.
Yeah.
The other companies, you can see that they may let a sliver of light for him. Okay, we'll let you be part of some creative decisions. Okay, we'll let you be part of some of the the touring and promotion of it. But Disney is going to say no, get out of it.
I think both NBC, Universal, Comcast, and Endeavor are going to probably be the best options for the company. With Endeavor, I mean,
Endeavor's who
they
again?
own
Remind me?
UFC.
They don't have the
But
funds.
here's the thing: no,
Oh wait, I don't know about the Endeavor, the company itself. UFC,
No,
but
yeah.
they own UFC, so they must have some type of
yeah, exactly. And they already have pretty much that company set up. So all they would be doing would be kind of expanding the same team they have at UFC, to now do WWE, or, merge them together in a sense. They already have it kind of set up.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they would hire Vince as some type of consultant.
Fuck, they have Dana White already still working there. You know what I mean? They're not going to get yeah.
Why not have the original?
the OG Dana White. The guy who was putting stunners on. No, don't make that joke.
Don't stop right there. I heard the screeching next.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw MJF heat over here if I keep continuing with that.
All right, so wrap it up.
Yes, okay. WWE, they say they're ready for a sale by mid 2023. They say they have hired JP Morgan to follow through with the sale. Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to end up with either NBC Universal or Endeavor. They're going to draw a lot of heat if they get bought by the Saudi Arabia government.
Yeah.
You see what happens with Live Golf and Newcastle Football Club. I know that they still make money and they still have people watching these things. At the same time, Live Golf has not garnered a TV rights deal in the U.S. So,
Cristiano Ronaldo's in limbo right now. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
to him.
so you're thinking NBC Universal or Amazon?
They're the most well. Amazon is
Yeah.
interesting. NBC Universal is the best
Yeah.
equipped. So I think it's in
All right.
between those two.
Well, I mean,
Oh, Netflix, I think, has an interesting.
I've heard Netflix name being thrown around. I just don't see it. I
Yeah, no, they have their own
you know,
problems
I
right now,
guess
right?
they've been trying to get into the weekly programming thing because they have this issue where people they binge watch and then that's it. You know,
Then what?
yeah, they
Then
wait
what?
till the
Yeah.
next season. They might even cancel their account until the next season of a show comes out, whatever their show is. You know.
Get the introductory offer. Yeah, change
Yeah.
my email.
Well, let's move on because we're gonna continue to follow all the developing coverage of the Vince McMahon saga.
TBD. It's gonna be an interesting spring into the.
It is
summer, right?
probably the most newsworthy time in professional wrestling that I think there has ever been. And we are here, and we will have your latest developments on social media at City Wrestling Radio. Da, 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 da. All right,
Follow
there we
us,
go.
subscribe.
Let's move on. AEW. Let's talk about them for a little bit because,
I've been dreading this conversation.
well,
but okay,
let's get into it. There's a few things that we need to talk about from this last week. One of them I didn't even write down. Oh wait, yes I did. No, I didn't.
Oh.
Okay. Sting. He could be on his way out of the company, and this is all, Jose. This is all speculative. I just want to say that. Because his contract might be expiring soon. The wrestling legend originally debuted in AEW at the Winter is Coming event on December 2nd, 2020, and Sting then said he signed a multi-year deal with the company. It's not to say whether it was 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, but I mean, more than well, you know, to listen to the wording. A multi-year deal, to me, that says 3 or 4. And if he debuted in December 2nd of 2020, I'm guessing he didn't sign with the company until November of 2020 or maybe October. So, I mean, we still got the rest of the year with him, Jose. So,
yeah, until the next.
it's
winter.
coming. Yes, exactly. What do you think would be next for Sting if he's to resign?
You know, I don't want to see him resign. I'm a huge Sting mark. You know,
Resign from his role of a general
powers.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to see him go. I like what he's doing right now. I love the valet manager mentor role he has to Darby Allin right now. Right.
Yeah.
He's still fun. He can still go. The things he's doing, you know, off of weird jumps. I mean, take it easy a little bit, Sting, but you know, I'm entertained. He's having one of his, would you say, his third resurgence?
Oh,
as
I
Sting?
mean, maybe
fourth?
fourth. Yeah, I mean, the first surge was Surfer Sting, and then I would say fourth because he had that WWE run. I mean, if you want to count Impact, I guess you could say fifth.
Okay, yeah, and his Joker character.
That was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird.
it was, but
We all had a weird time of our lives where we put Joker face paint on.
Yeah, call it the midlife crisis of Sting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I love Sting where he's at right now. I would like to see what's next. I mean, because they're just kind of continuing this role of mentor, and
yeah, dude, that killer promo to Darby Allin where he was like, the TNT Championship promo. That thing was amazing. Well, okay, not amazing, not groundbreaking, but yeah, I love you, Sting. You're cool.
where he was kind of saying like, if I doubt you, you'll hate me, but if I don't doubt you, you'll lose the fire within you or something like that. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
They just tie it all together. Get Thunder Rosa involved with these two. All the face paint together. They all have the same and okay, hear me out. Thunder Rosa is one side of the face, Darby Allin the other. Together they are Sting. They are the disciples of Sting. Ooh, DOS, the disciples of Sting.
Yeah. Ooh. And you know what? Like they say, the only thing that's for sure with the Stinger is that nothing's for sure.
Well,
so we'll see.
Well, while we question the future of Sting, all our questions regarding Adam Cole were answered this week as he returned to Dynamite to cut a ridiculously over babyface promo. He was out facing, concussion issues after having multiple concussions. even to the point where he said he couldn't even drive. Ouch. And even Britt Baker was going on to saying how proud she was of her. They're still dating. They're not married yet, right? I don't think they're married.
Are they married? But I might be
okay.
Here.
Maybe, I don't know. One of us is wrong, but nonetheless, they're together. They're partners. They're partners for sure. Faux show. Adam Cole's her hoe for show, and. So Jose, I think they could be positioning Adam Cole as kind of the next top babyface, as well as Britt Baker in the last few weeks, positioning her with Saraya as this homegrown talent babyface. What do you think is in the future for these two? Do you think they're going to stay heel, or do you think? And I know they're not together on screen together, but do you think they're going to stay heel, or do you think they're both going babyface, or what?
Good question. It could be one of those, I'm going to get great pop when I get back, and then I'll just turn on everybody and go back to being heel, which is, we've seen it a million times everywhere. Anytime you have a returning superstar, they initially come back as face. And then we get the Swerve reveal where they've really been evil the whole time. So we'll see, TBD. One thing I do like is that Sheeta's going to be joining the crew of ladies.
The homegrown.
With Britt Baker, yeah. So that's
has that been confirmed?
And Toni Storm is.
Has that been confirmed? I don't think it's been confirmed yet, though, right?
It hasn't been confirmed, but she was wearing red, just like Britt Baker.
I noticed that. Red. I did notice that, and as you were mentioning, she threw the kendo stick into the ring, seemingly into the middle of the ring.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, and why not just go for the turn right there if they were going to do it, though? That's just what I question.
Yeah, but you know what? That's kind of sudden. They only had like maybe 2 segments. The one where Saraya picked Toni Storm over Sheeta, right? And then Sheeta was like, "What are you talking about?"
She was like, "Bitch, I swear to God."
Yeah, and then this incident. So 3 times. That's the rule of thumb,
that's
right?
True.
The rule of 3.
The rule of threes. And the rule of 3. And whether, we'll see what happens with the 2, Adam Cole, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Adam Cole is good if he's face, tweener, heel. He'll be fine. He'll be fine no matter what side he picks. Britt, we know, was coming off so as a face, but this is pre roller coaster peak Britt. So who knows what type of face we can get.
Here's the thing. I think what we're getting here is I don't see Sheeta. She's not turning heel. I do see right now, I see Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker both turning face for this Saraya and maybe Toni Storm program.
They're both WWE
And I
girls.
see maybe Hikaru Shida just, she legit accidentally threw it in the ring, which is going to lead to Toni Storm being like, "Why'd you throw that in the ring?" And she's going to push her, and she's going to say, "Well, I'm glad I threw it in the ring." Leading eventually to Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida being faces, then leading to Britt Baker swerving everyone, laying out Jamie Hayter, and being the heel she has been all along.
Long-term booking. This will happen at December.
So to me, that's just like simple. What I think is happening. It's just like whatever. It's just like what I came up with, but.
It's the right.
That's what I think is going to happen with the women with those women, at least in AEW. Now, what we don't know is going to happen with is Jay White, because we've been on the Jay White watch since January 4th. I don't know who these legitimate wrestling websites are who are just getting on the Jay White hype or watch. But, okay, another contract that is set to expire, at least, quote, relatively soon, is Jay White's New Japan Pro Wrestling contract. Fightful Select has reported that White is expected to leave the company once his contract is up, with both AEW and WWE expressing interest in White. Fightful adds that WWE officials seem pretty confident about signing the former IWGP World Champion, as well as White's desire to reside in the U.S. This is on top of Jay White's Loser Leaves Town match, which is set for February 11th in Osaka against Hikuleu. So that does rule him out for the Royal Rumble, at least for being a signing to WWE. You never know if they have some sort of backdoor deal.
The Carl Anderson asterisk.
Mickey James was a part of the Women's Rumble a couple years ago as Impact Women's Champion. So, like I said, both these companies are interested. With Tony Khan recently saying a statement saying, like, "Oh, I was actually interested in Jay White when I started AEW. We just couldn't sign him at the time."
He did make an appearance at one
He
show,
did.
Right?
He came on a few shows, I think, leading up to Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
So, Jose, where do you think Jay White is going to end up?
He has one foot in the door in AEW, and I think there's so much going on in WWE right now that he might just end up re-signing with New Japan.
You think?
If he wants to work in the United States, right? So they probably can work one of these side deals where the majority of his work happens at AEW and he does some part-time stuff in New Japan. I don't see WWE wanting to take on a big contract right now. I don't see Vince having interest in Jay White. I do see Triple H with a massive hard-on for him, sure.
Do you think Seth Rollins is going to get jealous? Where he's like, hey, Trips, why are you looking at him like that? Hey, what?
It's a younger me.
You want me to dye my hair black again?
All of the above,
Yeah.
right?
It's interesting to see because, like you said, him and WWE, I'm sure WWE has a ton of interest in them saying they're pretty confident. They seem pretty confident no matter what. Like, I think anytime anyone asks them anything, they're just like, oh yeah, this is what's up. They got good, confident PR people. I'll give them that.
Of course.
But Jay White in WWE, I could definitely see it happening, but he is super similar to Seth Rollins, and I know I'm beating that horse, but they fucking look like twins if you set them next to each other. Like, not legit, but they look like carbon copies of each other, you know?
They look like Bo Dallas and
like,
Bray Wyatt.
if I put a Jay White figure in a Seth Rollins wrestling figure box and gave it to, like, someone at Target and be like, here you go, here's a return, they'd be like, thank you, you know? I think, he would have more of an upside in WWE though, because
who wouldn't, right? They're the more established, the more mainstream company, right? The most eyes on
but
them.
the main question always remains and always will remain: how would Jay White do in a Vince McMahon WWE? That is a question I don't think we can even answer, you know?
Oh, I can answer it. Two words. Finn Balor.
NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, we need 3.0 now. What are you talking about? All right. Well, I think that about does it here for us. So much to talk about, but we will be back next week because we're going to preview the Royal Rumble, which is in 2 weeks. And we're going to talk about all that, in the coming week. So, guys, for City Wrestling Radio, I am Korey Smith.
I am Jose,
and we will see you.
NPR voice in hand.
There you go. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a wonderful evening, day, morning, noon, whatever you need. Here. Got it all for you on City Wrestling Radio. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
I love that bass in your voice.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Later.